Steve and Jill here.
Good day.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about where to get mobile home data, because it's not really real estate.
Exactly.
Or is it?
Or is it?
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Option B asks, interesting username, has anyone have feedback on handwritten envelopes versus window envelopes? Here we go. Has it been making that much of a difference in a response rate? Thanks. Oh, good. Some of our members already answered back that we have here. Thank you. Kevin wrote, Dear Option B, that is not something that we do here. We do high volume, digitally printed mail, stuffed in window envelopes with postage for about the same price of a stamp. Rather than worry about increasing our response by 0.05 or less, we just send more mail, tons of mail every month. And I think that that's one of those things too, by the way, handwritten, whether it's really handwritten or it's made to look handwritten, it just doesn't look professional. And B, I don't think it sends the right message.
I've spent, like everything, spent a tremendous amount of time and energy failing.
That's right.
I've done handwritten letters.
It's true.
I've done machine handwritten letters, so it looks like they're handwritten.
Right.
I've tried postcards. I've tried putting $1 inside an envelope. I've tried putting all kinds of stuff on the front of the envelope, like "Offer for your real estate inside!" ! Nothing works better than sending a professional business envelope with nothing on the front. In fact, in House Academy, I spend a whole chapter on how exactly this mailer should look, with examples, picture examples of how you do it. You want to model the outside of your mailer, regardless of the real estate type that you're purchasing, all the way down from the cheapest piece of land to the highest piece of commercial property, to make it look like you're receiving a new credit card.
Right.
That there's nothing on the outside except what's required. And because you have to open it to see, the whole point to sending a letter is to make it look like you have to open it.
Right.
I tried putting stamps on there because I thought that bulk mail, the way we have now, it's a bulk mail permit on the envelope. I thought that would affect it. So Kevin's 100% right. Actually, even Kevin, I would take this further than Kevin says, our moderator on Land Investors. I don't think a handwritten envelope would even increase your percentages. In fact, I know it won't. So you and your spouse are sitting around and you get a letter and you're eating breakfast and having coffee and talking about stuff. And you or she opens it, gets it, right. and you don't know what it is.
Right.
And she opens it, and it says, "We want to buy your house for $180,000," and you both know that your house is worth $200,000.
Right.
And it's all well written, and it's got a .com on there, and it's nothing but respectful, and it says, "Yes, your house is 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, which is perfect for us, and we've remodeled or resold and purchased property in the area, and we're actually very credible, and we don't mean any disrespect by this, but we're in business, and
we'll make it fast and easy.
Yeah,
it's worth
fast
it.
and easy, and we know it's not retail."
Right.
Are you going to respond to that if you're actually interested in selling your house and you need some money? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to respond to something that looks like a 6-year-old wrote it with a lot of exclamation points and some emojis and no real actual information about the real estate, just a lot of emotion?
Right.
This business of handwriting stuff because you just want to look like a regular guy that is sending a letter to a regular guy doesn't work.
Right.
Regular people want to deal with institutions that are going to pay them fast.
That's true. Good point.
They have the cash. They look like they have the cash. We look like we have the cash on the internet because we do.
Exactly.
That's what
we have a system. We don't. It's not like you're not feeling your way through it with us.
Yeah.
We have a system. Yep.
Now,
Brilliant.
The flip side is, do they actually want to deal with General Motors or Microsoft with all that red tape? No.
Right.
They want to deal with 2 people who own a company who have been doing this for 25 years.
Who are credible.
Or whatever version of that you have of that.
Hey, look, sweetheart, they're nice people. You think I'm kidding?
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Nice people who don't have emojis.
Right. Thank you.
Today's topic: where to get mobile home data, because it's not really real estate data, is it? Or is it? This is
Or
the
is
meat of
it?
the show.
Please
What
tell us.
is a mobile home?
Well, do all
A
mobile
mobile
homes have
home.
wheels?
Yes, they do.
Thank you.
A mobile home, the vast majority of the time, depending on which state you're in and what community you're in, is personal property. It's not real property. It's the exact legal equivalent of your car.
Right. They have license
They have
plates.
license plates.
Yeah.
They're in the DMV database.
Hmm.
Most of the places, not all of the places.
Right.
This gets complicated. So if you're a note taker, this is the time to get your notepad out.
Ready.
Did you slick the notepad like
No.
your
You're like
1950s
a,
secretary?
you were like you used to like lick a pencil. What was that? I don't
It's soft
understand.
fiction.
Why would people lick
My
a
mom did
pencil?
that.
I don't understand what that meant other than now my paper's wet.
And you get lead poisoning.
Good point. Yeah, because
No, I
that's a
think
good
it's just a
idea.
bad habit, like smoking.
Oh, it's like the whatever.
What are you doing?
the
What's the whatever?
guy, the brother on Arelas Raymond used to always do this and then eat. He touched his spoon to his
Oh,
chin.
jeez.
Sorry, it's just a weird tick habit.
Like
Sorry.
OCD weirdo stuff.
Right. Exactly.
I guess we all have our stuff.
Do we have
but
OCD? Like, what do I do? Shoot, what do I do?
You don't have any OCD
Oh,
stuff
good.
like
I
that
hope
at all.
not. I'm like, oh gosh, sorry.
I mean, there's a few things.
Apologizing,
I won't
right?
embarrass
Oh,
you.
here we go. Thanks. It's
You-
okay.
You know what you want? You want to know what you do once
Tell,
in a while?
here it comes. Yeah, tell me.
You
I,
like just phantom smile for no reason.
I do that. I know.
The kids make fun of you all the time.
Well, that's not nice.
Well, it's
That's
just
not
just a
nice.
happy person, Jill. It's a manifestation of your happiness. It's not like some quirky thing. Like if you
But that's not
had
nice.
Tourette's or something and screamed out horrific stuff.
Well, I might develop Tourette's if people start
I'm
doing
sorry.
stuff behind my
I don't
back.
mean to. If I thought it was an awful thing, I wouldn't even.
That's
bring
not
it up.
nice.
Plus, it's super safe to
All
even
right,
bring
well,
this
now-
stuff up to you on the air.
Thanks, because now I can't do anything about it. Oh, we're gonna have a talk tonight at dinner. Let me tell you.
They don't make fun of you. They just say, "Yeah, she's doing it again." It's not making.
Oh,
Fun
you are so backtracking now. It's not even funny. Don't try digging yourself out of this hole, Stephen. You're in it. You are in the hole.
Mobile homes have to be, if you're going to use them at all, unlike an RV, attached to real estate. So, and that's what we have. We are licensed providers of all this real estate. All of our members have access to all this. So, if you go into any of the real estate products we have and you say, I want mobile home data only, you're going to get a tremendous number of, well, depending on the county where you're in, especially rural counties, there's lots.
Yeah.
Properties that are zoned for mobile home,
Right.
some of which may have mobile homes on them.
Right.
So mostly you can tell because they're tiny, tiny little properties, really, really small.
Mm-hmm.
You're also going to get in there, depending on where you get each county designation, mobile home parks. So
Right.
there's two types of mobile home parks. As I told you, this is going to get complicated.
This is good.
There's mobile home parks where owners, mobile home mobiles, they can own the property under the pad. They can own the pad. And it's tiny and they pay taxes on it. It's got an APN. And it's entirely and completely separate from the mobile home itself. Or you can get pull data where the mobile home park is all one big park and there's all these pads on there, just like
It's like
a marina, really,
there you go.
where you only own,
The
there's
slip.
a marina owner, you own the whole thing and you just pay rent.
Right.
You own the mobile home, you
Right.
put it on there,
And
but
you rent
don't
the
own
slip.
you rent the slip, you rent the pad.
Right.
That's right. That's great, Steve. How do we make money at this? Depending on who you ask, there's no real money in the actual mobile home itself. They depreciate really quickly. So buying and selling mobile homes, although I've seen people do really well at that, it's a very different type of personality. There's a lot of hands-on. You got to move it. You got to clean it up.
Yeah.
You know, all that. So where do you get the data for the actual mobile home itself, assuming you want to do that kind of stuff? And not a lot of people in our group want that. You get it from the DMV. And the DMV has a lot of requirements about who gets to see that data and who doesn't. Way more.
Isn't that amazing?
Way more than the real estate.
Than your house.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. You think it'd be vice versa. Who cares about the car? But your primary stuff, it's just interesting.
So to make it even more complicated and Here's how you make a bunch of dough at this. And I keep threatening to
Ready.
do a thing called Mobile Academy. Every state, or most of the states that I'm aware of, have rules that have been grandfathered. Where, let's say in like 1976, if you have a mobile home that's older than or was put in place, grandfathered, put in place on or before 1976, then you can't. Then you own and you own the dirt below it. You own the pad
Mm-hmm.
below it. You're in great shape in certain states. I'm pulling that date out, out of thin air.
Okay.
There is a date in California like that. It's not that date.
Right.
And if and when we ever release Mobile Academy, I'll go through all this in great detail. You can take that terrible old uh, mobile home that's probably worth less than $5,000,
Right.
and the dirt under it, because it's California, is worth an incredible amount. You can send people letters, buy the whole thing, wipe the mobile home, the old one, put a brand new one on there, and create a couple $1,000,000, a couple $100,000 per deal of equity for yourself very, very quickly, without going through any regulatory changes at all, or any zoning changes, or any of that stuff. So there's a lot of money to be made. That's the way I think you should make money in mobile homes. Have I done a deal
Right.
like that? No, because Jill and I have so much other stuff to do. It's sillier.
It's true.
We spent all morning this morning talking about the things we're going to have to remove from our professional life because we just can't handle it anymore.
It's okay.
This show will not be one of them.
That's true.
This is actually a break for us.
Exactly. And there's a new show coming too, so I sit tight.
So, do you have the mobile home data that you need to make some money in this business right now? Yes. Where the hell did this episode title come from?
I was going to ask that. Where the hell did this
I
come
get
from?
questions probably once a month about how to make money in real estate with mobile
Yeah.
homes. Do I have the right data?
Yeah.
What do I have to do? So, step one to make money in mobile homes is to find out that regulatory, what the regulatory piece is. If it is 1976 and before,
Right.
then do a lot of research. Talk to the people who govern this. Sometimes it's the DMV. Good luck with that. Sometimes, and more likely, it's going to be a mobile home real estate attorney,
Right.
and they're out there, especially in densely populated areas. So I love that people are using this data for this.
I agree.
I love it.
And getting creative. There's so many other things that we can do with this too. It's never ending. That's the thing people talk about. Well, people come to us all the time and say things like, "Well, do you think the land market's saturated?" We talk about that a lot. Like, and I never think to say at the time is, well, then A, no, we wouldn't be here, and B, this parlays into mobiles, this parlays into commercial property, this parlays into houses, this parlays into apartment buildings, this parlays into office
Strip
buildings,
centers.
strip malls. Dream it up and
Parking garages.
and exactly. I mean, that's never ending, never ending. And we know, and based on our experience too, if we did nothing, absolutely nothing, but you and I focused on probably one size, let's just say you and I spent our whole career doing one size of property, 5 acres, and we set out and said that's all we're going to do forever for the rest of our lives, we would never get through every county in this country.
That's right.
There's too much.
Well, in 4 lifetimes we wouldn't.
Exactly. There's too much. If we only did 5-acre properties and tried to hit all 3,144, we would die first. And we started when we were like 12. We'd still die first.
Yeah.
It's just not possible. So if you think that...
That's not what it's about anyway. What ends up... People who ask that question, which I completely understand, by the way, for some reason, it's very natural to think that when you find a good idea, just to protect it.
Right. That's true.
But, what ends up happening is you send out a 5-acre mailer, for example, in a couple of counties in, I don't know, Montana. I'm just, again, pulling it out of thin air. And you do a couple of deals. And let's say you live in Montana and you're starting to look at the property.
Yeah.
Then you're going to send out for 6 acres and 10 to 15 and 20. And then pretty soon your whole career is in 8 counties in 2 states. And you know everybody, and you're buying and selling a piece of property every week. And you forget about all that, like what's going on in Maine.
Right.
So that's a very likely scenario. I'm thinking there's a guy in our group named Joe who's going through that right now. And he's got more business than he can handle at all in the 3 states.
Yep. It's wonderful.
Well, you've done it again. You spent another 15 minutes or so listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next time for Finance Friday with me, Stephen, Jill, and Justin Sleva.
And we answer your questions posted on our online community. It is called landinvestors.com. Check it out, it's free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. My point to this whole show wasn't mobile homes.
Okay.
My point was, and we made the point well at the end. My whole point is there's just a million ways. This is what this whole week is.
Yep.
There's just a ton and tons and tons of ways to use this data in
Right.
other ways other than just buying rural vacant land. It
Right.
really is a lifelong career.
Yep. You are right. By the way, I have to point out, look how cute we look. Isn't that kind of funny how how that worked out today? And you know what? After the show, I'm going to talk to you about this phantom smile thing.
I see that you wrote it down on your
Oh,
notes.
I did. Wherever you are watching or wherever you
Oh,
are
God, I'm in
listening,
trouble.
please rate us there. We
Dear
are Steve and Jill.
Information
And inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.